everyone. Welcome back to the last part of the Shawcross Castle speed build. Thank goodness I finished everything of this 40 plus hours of build footage. I was trying to figure out how many packs that I've used in this castle after I saved it on my library before I posted it on the gallery. And there's actually a lot more that I used than I expected. So, because I used so many packs, what I think I'm going to do is I'll post up um on my Tumblr of all the not only all the photos that all the screenshots that I taken in this build, um but I'll also list out the packs that I use only for specifically the shell of the castle in case if you guys don't have everything that I have as well too. Especially a lot of the furnishing is mostly where it's all the packs are all scattered from everything from everywhere. So I think the easiest thing is to help to make it easier if you guys just want to have just the shell of the castle and the floor plan at that. I can also link to that too and post it on the gallery as just the shell part of the castle. I still see some people in the community, they just kind of just upload the shell of the castle and also when it's furnished as well too. So I think I'll do that as well. Uh, don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'll try to figure it out by the time I post this video, but that is the plan. So after building this whole castle, uh, well, first off, last part of the video is gonna finish up the furnishings of the third floor, the fourth floor, the servant quarter that's in the basement, and the landscaping, and any other small details, this and that, throughout the castle that I was decorating through. But so after completing the castle, there is actually a total of 10 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. And you can't really put double digits in the when you put the information to save onto your library and to the gallery. So just know that there is at least 9 bedrooms and 9 exact bathrooms. But yeah. So right now, I believe I mentioned it in the last part. I've decided that the third floor is going to be the siblings floor. So between the two, I decided that based on the personality between the two siblings, there's a brother and a sister. I believe the brother, I'm gonna make that older brother is the brother is the older brother and maybe a couple of years older than the sister. So, thinking about his personality, I think he wouldn't really care if the room is big or luxurious or not. He just cares about as long as he has a place to sleep, it doesn't matter to him. So, being a really good big brother, quote unquote big brother, um, he gave the bigger room to his younger sister. So his younger sister has a bit much bigger grand bedroom compared to his. Right now we're working on his bedroom at the moment. So when I was when I made this household, I was thinking about what family color represents them, especially since I'm doing like a royalty mod game, like save file. Like it's like Isekai Fantasy with royal families involved. And then some like occult sims happening because it is a fantasy save file. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening in this save file that I'm super excited about when it's like getting closer to the like finishing, and then I can just play it throughout, like, you know, as I go. Um, so I, after thinking about it for quite a while, I think I decided that this family is gonna represent based on the colors of gems. And I decided they are the sapphire color family they're gonna represent the sapphire gem. So their color is gonna be that sapphire blue color. Yeah, but technically they're not uh their attire isn't like bright that royal blue color. It's more of that dark indigo color. So I technically wouldn't really say they are maybe sapphire because originally I was when I was figuring out how to design like the very like my royal families, I was debating on should the color represent like the family color represent through their eye color, so then their eyes would be blue, or would it be through their hair color? Then they're gonna have that vibrant blue color, and I'm like, do I also want to have a royal family where their colors are so bright and so luxurious and super grand, um, but maybe for some royal families, but I wouldn't say for this one. When I was making this royal family, and I think I mentioned it in the previous one of the previous parts where I the so I was imagining this household was kind of inspired by um a manhwa, but now that I think about it, it's not only just one manhwa. It could be from two different manhwas and then combined together. So the first manhwa that I mentioned in the previous part, I it was influenced by the manhwa of My In-Laws Are Obsessed with Me, and it has the reason why I was inspired by that manhwa is because of Edwardian attires, and they were on more of the colors that reflected their family was mostly black and that dark blood red color. And I thought even so how they represent that color was mostly their attires are like black, really dark colors, mostly black, and then their eye colors are red. So I was thinking about if that should. So that was my inspiration for this household. But as you can see, actually, you actually have cannot see because you guys don't really know what the households actually really look like. I did say I was gonna post it later of like how my household looks like and stuff like that. I don't really know if I should make it into a video or if I should just make it into like a community post and just have like a photo album of just them. But we'll see. Eventually, I'm gonna showcase. I'll show you what they look like. But they do have their physical features are they have really pale skin. They have that. So in The Sims, they have two like really dark colors. There's like black, which is like jet black, and then there's like that black bluish color. So the hair color that I chose for them is that blackish blue, that black bluish hair color. That kind of represents a little bit of the blue color family for them, but their eye color is not blue. It's actually a silver color. So I gave them a quartz silver color for their eyes instead. And then their attire is that indigo that dark indigo color with a hint of blacks and whites with some laces and frills. So you can kind of imagine what I was talking about. Like, so you think of it Edwardian era with lacing of a darker color with some whites and blacks, and with some lacing and frills, and all that stuff. But yeah, I was thinking I so that's the household that I was thinking for this royal family, and I will be making. I decided that for the royal family, the upcoming royal families that I will be making, I think I'm gonna maybe do. Okay, I don't know about the future ones, but probably the next royal family that I will be making it will probably have an actual eye color, like I'm gonna do like a sapphire eye color royal family this time around. I don't really know what hair color it should be. It might just be black, like jet black. Um, but I think I just have to keep looking on Pinterest to look for some inspirational uh images that I saved in my board and then see which one I'm more inspired by from just like the blue eye color. I did post on my community post of like one image that represents that blue eye color, and that image she's actually really pretty, but I don't know if that's really the kind of look I'm going for the for that royal family, because since this royal family, the Shawcross family, already has a darker hair color already, and they kind of have like that indigo representation color too. We'll see. I think I just have to just like look at some images and feel inspired. But right now, going back into the speed build, we are currently working on the sisters' like bedroom area. So she actually has a very unique bedroom layout. It's not only does she have a lot of a lot of living space in her area, she also has a pathway that leads to a really small isolated tower that is still connected to her bedroom. So what I did was on the floor plan, I divided it into more of like a ensuite, or I think that's how you would call it, ensuite think. Suite. Ensuite. I don't know if it's an ensuite, but it's a suite. So you walk in and there's the sitting area to have your guests wait. And then there's also like her bedroom area where she can just rest for the day. Not only that, she also has like a like a bathroom, an ensuite. Well, it's more so like a walk-in closet that leads into her bathroom. You'll see what I mean later on. Like I'm currently decorating her walk-in closet right now, but you can see it's like the walk-in closet, and then there's like the archway that leads to like her luxurious, nice bathtub with a really nice view of the ocean, I believe. Nice windows, here and there. But I decorated it with some greenery because even though they are a little out of the way, they are in the castle and they're out of the way, there is some greenery, but I'm sure they also want some greenery inside, just to kind of decorate and live, like feel like when they are taking a bath, they are like surrounded by nature. That's how I always feel like what a luxury bathroom is for me, was where there's a tub, really nice tub of your choice, whether it's like the really huge big hot tub or it's like the single like 4 foot like tub like this, and then that you just lay back and then you're just surrounded by like some zen items, and then you just have a really nice awesome view as you're taking a bath. Wouldn't that be nice? But so, where am I right now? Oh, it seems like this is where I decided to change all of the wall lanterns and some of the other lanterns throughout the rest of the castle into candles. Because even though I did say in the earlier part where it is like a fantasy world where some items they will use crystal gems to kind of help them power up, not power up, just power their application appliances. But I wouldn't say lights would be one of the resources that they would use a crystal gem for, at least not in this specific household. I think for this household, the Shawcross family, I think they're a little bit more on the traditional. They still appreciate um, the old vintage items that like if it's useful, if it's still useful to this current day, they'll keep using it unless otherwise it's something that's would definitely like make a big life changer for them. But doing candles would be one thing that they would be fine with keeping in their castle. So I did a lot of replace a lot of those wall lights that looks like that you can use as crystal gems to power them up, but now I changed it all into candles, as well as candle like light floor lamps that are not lamps like the candle ones. So I just changed it all into more of like a medieval fantasy kind of feel. So then I also now that I'm actually working on the last floor, like the fourth floor. So this floor is actually I mentioned before where once one of the siblings decides to find their significant other and they want to betroth to them for them to be to have for them to start ruling the kingdom together, they are gonna move up to this fourth floor, which is a much bigger bedroom space for them. Since this is the fourth floor, I actually made the roofs to be a glass roof, so then you can actually look up into the sky. But when I was talking to my significant other about this, they were saying that like, well, if there is like a glass roof, it's gonna be super hot. Nobody would want to be up there. And I was like, very true. Nobody would want to be up there realistically. But this is not a realistic save file. This is a Isekai Fantasy save file. So it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Realistically, I was realistic. It does not make sense, but this is it's fantasy. It's not supposed to make sense. It's like a surreal slash realism. You know what I mean. But I think so when I was looking into the sim world, they did say that Brindleton Bay is the one sim world that has the most extreme weathers happening compared to the other sim worlds. I might be wrong. You guys can tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong or not that. But they did say that there's more extreme weathers, especially when the snow during the snow. So I was thinking about maybe the weather in this world will mostly be really cloudy, not so much sun happening. It's usually really on the colder side, and always there's always a snowstorm happening, which is I did mention in the previous parts that this is. I kind of imagine this sim world is like the northern part of all of the sim worlds that's combined together. I think this is like the continent, like the northern continent of the sim world happening in all the other sim worlds combined together. So because of that, I kind of imagine it to be like really cold. It's like freezing around here. But they can endure it because of their willpower. But yeah, so I decided that since because there's actually this is a last bedroom, I kind of want to make it really a little bit special. Since this is gonna be like the royal, like the king and the queen or whatever, the monarch pair that's gonna be ruling the Brindleton Bay Kingdom, I actually wanted to put some platforms to lead up to the bed to kind of separate the bedroom area a little bit more, where as you like the stepping platforms, it's only the sleeping area. So I try to make it this way to just divide it better. Then I also made like a small nook study area for your sim to, read, or like if they want to take a break from anything, they could just lay back at the corner, have a book and take a like read, or they can be on their desk studying something or working on something late in the night. But then I also added so I added all of these like soul like knight statues all throughout the castle. I kind of imagine it as like they are on guard duty and they are always on the premises no matter what. Even though they're not like actually moving per se. Because I believe in the royalty mod there's also a pie menu action. There's also an action where you can actually assign a sim to become your knight. So, with also that in mind, oh shoot, I should probably I think I forgot to add a room for the knight. But I don't know how if the knight should be is if the knight is supposed to be part of the household or you just assign a random sim to be their knight and they're just like they're not living on with your household and they just appear on your lot. Oh man, I gotta do another testing of that too. Hmm. Okay, you know what? I think I'll do some testing on that. I'll figure it out. If I happen to have to add like another room for the night for the stinking night sim, then I will. I think I'll add it in the last minute. I don't think I'm gonna include it in this video, but I will add it to the servant quarters for the time being. Or technically, maybe not. There's actually a lot of bedrooms down there, and you probably might not be using that many servants, as they could just be wandering around, you know. But I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. Like, if I think I'll just. This might just be a castle that might not have that many servants, and they have a knight standing in or something like that. I'll just treat it as that. I think maybe it. I'll do some testing after the build, and then on my next castle, I'll figure it out if I do need to, if I should have a room for the night as well too. I'll figure it out later. And then I'll post it and then I'll let you guys know. Or if you guys figure it out, you guys can also let me know. So, uh but yeah. So I believe I'm going to where am I right now? Oh yeah, I'm working on the bedroom for the suite as well. So this is a really nice spacious bathroom. Sure, it has. I think I made it that way because this is like the really, really big bedroom. It's like supposed to be the monarch's bedroom that's ruling the whole kingdom. So I decided that, okay, since it's gotta be really nice and really, you know, special compared to all the other bathrooms, I still have greenery surrounding the tub. I still think that's a luxurious touch to me. But I added a fountain. And how is that not luxurious enough for to have in a bathroom? You need to have like having a fountain in a bathroom. That's pretty fancy if I do say so myself. So it was big enough. This bathroom was big enough to add a fountain, so I added in. I added right in the center where it was just big. Well, the bathroom was just really big enough to have a fountain, and then the seer sim can literally walk around it. But I actually decorated really nicely. I decided that the color scheme for this bathroom is gonna be very similar to the colors of the bedroom. So it's gonna be that like that tannish brown color, more on the earthy tones, and some reds and a little bit touches of purple maybe. If they're oh no, I don't really say it's purple, maybe magenta. I think it's more towards magenta or plum. Maybe plum is a little bit more on the purple side, not so much on the reddish side. It's like more red and magenta. Maybe magenta, that's it. But this is where I kept going back and take after decorating an area, I take a step back to see if there's anything else I'm missing. I actually went back to the older brother's siblings bedroom area because I realized that the bathroom is not representing the blue color of him. So I changed the color scheme to make it more of that, not so much like an indigo blue. I mean, maybe that is more of an indigo color because technically indigo is a mix of blue and purple. Purple has more of a red color, red tone than the blue. Hmm. Well, anyways, here I am just kind of scattering around, going through all the little bits and pieces. This is when I realized that every bedroom at the very least should have a fireplace to just keep them all warm during the cold season. But yeah, oh my God, so I was actually work playing the Weeper rewards event, and oh my God, I was having some so I'm pretty sure everybody kind of knows, but at the beginning when the event first started, it was so hard and so complicated where for some reason I thought my mods was the reason why it was not working. So I removed all my mods and hell yeah, that was probably it. But I wanted to actually play I made a new sim. I was planning to make a new sim just for this Grim Weepers event like to have to play with, and Ideally, I was gonna make the sim have like magical powers, and then to the point where like it went on the evil side, and then it would talk somehow is doing these events with the Grim Reaper, and that way they would have like a really nice like friendly connection with them, and they could just be friends or whatever. But because the event was not working for a good majority of probably the first like 3 to 4 days of the event, I was so bummed that I didn't want to mess up my game file that had all my mods, especially with my royalty families and all that stuff. So I ended up having to play the Grim Reapers event on a different like a brand new save file just to make sure nothing is work and like everything is working properly. And now that everything was kind of fixed, while everything was fixed while I was figuring this all out, I lost all of my rewards items on the first rewards event that happened, and I was so bummed that I lost all of those because during that event, I was gone for 2 full weeks, around 2 full weeks. Like I was traveling out of the country during that time, and I couldn't access my computer so I can get those rewards. So there was no way for me to get those rewards besides through that event. And to happen to lose all of those rewards because the event was not working was so sad. It saddened. I was so sad. I was like disappointed too. I was just like I feel like they might. I just feel like maybe they're not the greatest at making um the awards events. So technically thinking about it, they never oops sorry. Hitting you guys on the mic. They never really done it before. I think this is probably their first time ever doing it. So they're gonna be hitting a lot of hiccups here and there, a lot of testings. But how they solved it was instead of having all of the event items saved on like the local device, which is specifically on the computer, they they fixed it by having the items be linked to your EA account instead. And I was just like, couldn't they have done that before? Couldn't they have done that like beforehand instead of having it save on the local device? They could have done it through the EA account instead. Because technically before we were on the EA clients and like had to set up like the EA account, we technically accessed the Sims through like the Origin client before, and then having all of us move from the Origin client to the EA client to access the game, I just felt like because they did that move, they should have known that they could have just had the items linked to their EA accounts instead. I don't know. Maybe what happened was okay. I was just thinking, take a step back and then think about like in the corporate environments where I'm sure this they were probably in discussion as a group, as a team. Maybe somebody might have brought it up that like how should we have these items saved for future rewards events? Maybe they just thought let's do it on the vocal device because they were thinking maybe on handheld like players as well too. I don't know what was going through their head. I mean, I don't work with them, so I have no idea. So this is just me in my own assumption of my own imagination in my head. I wouldn't know. Please don't take my word. Please don't quote me. This is just me going on my fantasy world, like wild like imagination. Like in a corporate environment, someone brought it up, brought this up, and thought that maybe whether to save it on their account or through a local device, they decided in the end that through the local device. Maybe some people disagreed on it because like maybe something like this will probably happen, especially with errors. Like they probably never thought that like something will go bad, something bad will happen. Maybe like so soon, or like maybe like they didn't think that something bad will happen to the point where they people will lose their rewards. But in the end, It was great that they fixed it in the end. I just think that they should have done it beginning beforehand, or they should have done it in the first place. But nonetheless, what even though I got my rewards back and everything, I felt like because I had to play the whole um the whole event on a completely different save file, I I'm just so sad by that. I really wanted to make a sim and have my sim play from start to finish of the Grim Reaper in my actual royalty mod save file, not on a new save file itself. And I don't there isn't any way to start all the way from the very beginning anymore too. So I'm just like, God dang it. So how am I gonna be able to I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to transfer my items just so I can, because they have collectible items and I want to collect them all. It's just, how am I going to be able to save that if it's on a completely new save file? I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to do some research and see if there's any way for me to save them. But anyways, back to the speed build. So right now it looks like I'm working on the landscaping. At first, initially, I was thinking about making like a hedge maze at the front of the castle, and then as I was almost done with the maze, I thought about it and I was like, I think this household is the kind of household that likes hedge mazes. I wouldn't imagine them to want to have a hedge maze to begin with. I don't think they are that kind of household. So in the end, I deleted everything. I deleted all the maze that I did, and decided that because I have had like water features happening in the back of the castle, I decided to just bring more of the water features in the front and made two big lakes in the front of two both sides of the castle, just to kind of unify it and have it like blend a little bit better to the back part of the castle. So, my nose. So then, this is the part where I was like getting the little bit of the hang. I'm getting a hang of the landscaping a little bit more. I don't think I'm the greatest at landscaping, just because I tend to repeatedly use the same items over and over again. Like I use the same clutter rocks. I use the same like bushes. I use the um same items just because they're so that you can like utilize them in different ways. And you know, I think technically what I do is I choose the rocks that's in the actual sim world to just blend it so it can blend in with the rest of the world. And then from there I use the same like I use an example that I keep using is the hydrangea bushes that you kind of see me use, and that really big hedge bush, round hedge bush, and like the smaller dandelion. I think they're the dandelion. I don't know, the small bushes. I just use the same thing and repeatedly scatter it throughout, like around the lake, or to make it seem like it's intentionally there, like the rocks are intentionally there. And this like gives like a little bit of dimension. But I added a lot of lily pads and um to just kind of give the lake a little bit more color. I'm just gonna say it. I'm saying it again. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say it in the future builds, but I will say it here for sure that I will be. I think I'm gonna be using the same. I might be using the same items over and over again on landscaping, just because I think I think it just works for me. I don't particularly use flowers on my landscaping so much, just because I think when you use flowers, when you plant flowers, you do actually have to take care of it, whether it is your sim that you're controlling, your active sim, and they have to take care of it themselves, or you have to hire a gardener. And a lot of the households that I was playing, they cannot afford a gardener. So because they can't afford a gardener, nor do I want my sim to take the time for them to take care of flowers when they have other things that they can prioritize in doing in their sim life, I decided not to put any flowers on the landscaping until further notice. Really. The only kind of planting that I've done in The Sims is really just farming, like farming for vegetables and fruits, and using their ingredients to make recipes and dishes. Like that's the only kind of planting that I've gone so far in The Sims 4 at the very least. I used to do a lot of gardening in for when I was playing the Sims 1. Like I thought that was fun having a gardener at the time, and it felt like I feel like hiring a gardener in The Sims. It's when you know your Sims is rich enough to afford a gardener. So, and like I believe you have to like pay the gardener every single day because they can take care of your garden every single day. So it's really expensive to hire a gardener every day. So but because this household is a Shawcross royal family, they can afford a gardener. So I did actually add some like flower bushes here and there around the legs for them. So after I finished up on the landscaping. So now I'm just adding some requirement items that is part of the royalty mod. Again, I'll link in the description of the royalty mod as well, not only in the description directly, but I will also link it in the Tumblr on my Tumblr page as well too. But I'm really excited. I'm almost done with this castle and I can't wait to start on like the next castle build for the next royal family. But I feel like that's like a lot. I still have a long way to go before I get to that point. I have like other builds that I plan to want to do before I get to like another big castle build. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I have some videos coming up that I'm excited about and want to show to you guys, and I hope you guys will like it too. But here I am just working. I went back to working on the servant quarters in the basement. I decided that to give them a room for the servants and the gentleman in waiting and the lady in waiting. So I ended up making like a door, like just basically as you go down the stairs to the basement to reach to the servant quarters, you go through the door and it's just basically a hallway with just rooms. So you just walk down the hallway and you just kind of dedicate where you need to go. But I didn't really decorate the servant quarters so much. Oh, here, I actually decided to change the color of all that. I feel like the gold was just too obnoxious. It's just too much, and it just stood out way too much compared to the rest of the castle. So I changed it to just the black and white, and I think that fits so much better with the rest of the room, anyways. But I didn't really decorate the servant quarters so much, just because I was like, they are servants, but these servants you can't really control them so much when they're part of the royalty mod. They just kind of wander around and about. And when I was reading into the royalty mod, they did say that you can assign the servants to the beds, but I recently played this household and I think they removed the action where you can assign servants to their beds. I might be wrong, but I think I might have to double check it again. But from my understanding, um, the servants, they really just need a bed for them to sleep in. So I just kind of decorated just on the minimal, very minimal for them. But you guys can decide if you guys want to decorate it yourself and all that stuff. But here I am. This is where I thought, like, oh, like maybe I can change at least the bedding to indicate that they're different. But then I was like, I'll just keep the blue and the green so it kind of looks like it's like matching the rest of the castle, even though there's not so much green. But yeah, just kind of finishing up. Let's see. What else? Anything else to kind of mention about this castle? Think that's kind of all I can think of. Well, the next build, I actually just need to. I did finish the build already. I just had to edit it and also and work on the next upcoming build. I feel like I have like a I think I kind of set myself up to the point where I might be able to start uploading videos a little bit more regularly than I first intend when I first started doing this. First, I was just gonna like at first when I first started this video, like uploading videos on YouTube, I was just going to do not pressure myself on finishing it so quickly. I was just gonna take my time on finishing the build and then edit it whenever I had the chance to and then upload it. But I think I'm at a point where I am I really want to at least finish like this city, like this like Brindleton Bay to make it really feel like it's like finished. And I'm like super looking forward to it because I was like thinking about like what kind of community lots ideas that I want to put in Bridleton Bay, and then I found like I'm so inspired by a lot of different kinds that I'm really excited to kind of show it to you guys once I finish it and everything. Because I really don't want to say so much, but God, I have. So I think the only thing I can say is I do have one community. Not really say it's like I would say I actually have two residential lots coming up for you guys that I want to showcase. So I'm gonna once I finish up on um like editing them, I'll try to upload it as fast as I can so then I can share it with you guys. I think I'm like feel super proud of like some of these builds, not just like the castle build, although like the castle build is amazing and like it's super big and I'm really happy with how it ended up how it came out. I also like to take a break every once in a while doing these really big builds. So like I'll do some small builds in between maybe and then like I'll go back to a big build. But we're almost at the end of the video. These are all the screenshots that I have based on all the rooms that I worked on, as well as some here and there other rooms that I might have missed in the past parts. But oh my God, I think I have a lot of really nice shots of the rooms and I couldn't choose which was my favorite, but oh God, this shot specifically is so nice. Really captures like the really nice corner of like the bedroom. This is also a really nice shot where you can see like the glass roof, the secret spot where you might have some gossip or something that's happening, one of the really nice bathrooms in the castle as well too, and then a couple of shots of the servant quarters. Again, I didn't really decorate so much, just a little bit of the minimal. But then I also had some shots of the exterior as well too. I have like this like training area that they can do. The shot in the back of the castle a little bit with like the sun peeking out a little bit the lake as well. I was really happy with it all coming together. I can't wait to like to play the household of the Shawcross family in this castle. But I have some shots from here and there of like the different time of days. But that's pretty much it for the rest of this video. I'll see you guys in the next video of like maybe a build. But I'll see you guys then. Bye!